Hello, welcome to the Chit Chat Knits podcast. My name is Darcy, and I'm here today to talk about some knitting, a teensy bit of crochet. I have a special book for you and a little bit of life update. So, before we begin, you can find me on Instagram as Chit Chat Knits. You can find my knitting designs as at Chit Chat Knits Designs on Ravelry, and my personal Ravelry is at KnitterDat. Let's see, you can also email me at chitchatknits@gmail.com, and I do have a website, chitchatknits.com. If you're new today, welcome. And if you're coming back, thank you. Thank you for coming back. I have a lot of things to show you today. It's been a little while. My husband and I took a trip to visit friends in Colorado. We also got to visit family, some in Colorado and some in Nebraska. And I have a mountain-inspired design to show you today because it was, wow, the mountains are amazing. I've been to Colorado many times, but we were in southern Colorado, in Durango, Colorado this time. And we even went to Ouray, Colorado, and did some hiking, some steep hiking. Let me tell you, that was a hike. We did a little mountain biking. I rode some paved trails. If you've been here before, you know that I broke my collarbone this summer. But it's healing well, and I'm back on the bike. I spent the first day in Colorado on just riding a paved trail, and then did get on some mountain bike trails. So I was happy to be back on the bike again. So that was exciting. But I have a lot of knitting. I got a lot of car knitting time all the way to the Colorado and all the way back because my husband likes to drive and I like to knit. So that works out really well. So I have some fun things to show you. Some new designs, some new casts on. And so let's get going. All right. So the first thing is really special. I told you I have a mountain-inspired design, and this is really special because this yarn was designed for me for my design. Do you know how special that is? How honored I am to have someone design a special yarn just for me. And it is incredible. So let me show you. This was designed, this yarn color was done by Sweet Mountain Crafts, Carista of Sweet Mountain Crafts. It is 100% merino. It's her Butte Sport Weight, 330 yards per 100 grams, and the colorway is called Grandeur. And it is grandiose. Let me show you. Here's the yarn. I asked her to interpret her interpretation of mountain. And this is what she did. Isn't it pretty? There's different color blues. There's purple. There's even some burgundy and pink. And now I'll show you what it knits up at. So here's the new design. Get it the right way. It's a wrap. And can you see the pattern? The lace stitches are mountain inspired. Let me pull back. I love it. It starts at a point, increases with eyelets, works the mountain stitch, decreases with eyelets, and comes back to a point. It's actually a trapezoid shape, and it is long, but it's perfect for wrapping. Just going to tie it. Oh, I love it. So we're going to get this design tested, edited and tested, and then I'll let you know when it's ready for you. I think it's really versatile because it is long. You can wrap it up. I often wear a wrap like this in the early morning when I'm just sitting knitting, having my coffee. It's just a little bit of warmth. I love it. So keep posted. We'll be getting this out to you soon. Again, Caresta of Sweet Mountain Crafts did this gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. I love it. I am so honored. So that was my knitting in the car, all those hours of driving across the state to Nebraska, across the state of Nebraska, across the state of Colorado. We had a lot of time in the car. We like to listen to our audiobooks, so it makes the time go fast, faster, not fast, faster. But I also love the time I get to knit. All right, what else? Oh, what I'm wearing. This is the Sommerknus. I think that's how you say it, summer. It's spelled K-N-U-S, but I think it's pronounced Sommerknus. And this is by Elsbeth, Judith. This was quite a popular pattern last summer, and I actually knit it last summer. I like this pattern because, as you can see, the design goes all the way down, and it keeps you interesting, moving from section to section. It keeps the interest, and I think I knitted in less than 2 weeks. The yarn I used is Cascade yarn, Sarasota, in the colorway 12 Scarlet. It has, I think it has cotton and linen, maybe cotton and linen, as part of the fiber content. So it's easy to wear. It's perfect for this time of year where it's still a little warm, but it's not so sweaty hot. So I've worn it a lot. I actually wear it in Florida. Wore it in Florida last winter too. So getting a lot of wear out of it. Also, let's see, we did the Sweet Mountain wrap. Oh, I crocheted. So we went to Colorado. Then this past weekend, I went camping with my friends. 3 girlfriends and I go camping twice a summer. We bring 2 campers. We bring our camper, and one of the other ladies has a camper. She actually has a vintage 1965, one of those little canned hams. It's so cute. But we go to a nearby campground, and bless my sweet husband, he gets the camper all ready. He brings it over, helps me set up, goes home. Then at the end of the weekend, comes back, hauls the camper home, helps me get it put back to order at home. What a guy. Anyway, so while we were camping this weekend, I did a little crochet, just a little, but I love what I made. Let me show you. These are called the Garden Washcloth. They're a sweet little round washcloth. They look pretty big, about the size of my head. This pattern is by Emily Clausen, and she's also known as Salt City Knits. She has it for sale on her website, which is Yarnberry, but also it's available on Ravelry. And I just used some scrap. This is that peaches and cream, just some leftovers, so I can't even tell you what the colors are. But I did this one first, And I love the way it turned out. It was easy because you know I'm not a great crocheter, but I could do this. And then I had just a small bit of this variegated one. So then I did that one and then put the cute edge on there. Aren't they a cute little set? Very inexpensive pattern. I think she only sells it for $2. And they'll make great gifts. I'm just gonna put them away in my little gift drawer. Perhaps pick up some I like handmade soap to give for gifts. Pick up some soaps, and then when I need a gift, here we go. Maybe make a few more of those because they went really fast. Even for me, not very good crocheter, they went fast. So it's called the Garden Washcloth, and that's by Emily Clausen. I'll put the info down below. Cute, don't you think so? I think they're really cute. I love them. Then I have been going hat knitting crazy. I think I said a couple episodes that I love knitting hats. They're quick, they're usable. You can use a variety of types of yarn. I just love hats. So I have had a lot of hat ideas. So I'm going to have some new hat designs coming out. Let me show you the first one. The first one I'm calling, dropped a pencil. The first one I'm calling the Flying Geese hat. And I'm going to try to get up there because if you can see, there's triangle shaped pearl sections. There's pearl sections in the rib that make triangles like geese flying south for the winter. It's not showing up great on here, but so you might ask, now why does that hat look so funny? Because I have a plate in the hat. Now, let me tell you why I have a plate in the hat. This is my little tip. When I block a hat, I soak it. I have a little bin, I soak it, and I add a little, I use soak, you clan or soak. Just let it soak in there. I try to let my knits get good and wet. I used to just pull them out like in about 5 minutes, and I learned that they really should stay in longer to really get the water through the fibers. So, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. Then I take it out, give it the squish, 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 never wring, just squish. Put it between towels, squish, 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 squish. And then I take my plate, the special plate. This is a 9-inch plate. And I slide it in so that it goes all the way to the crown. Then I actually use a baker's cooling rack, that you would cool cookies on or whatever. And I just lay this on the baker's rack and just let it dry. The baker's rack does allow air all around, so that helps it dry. But I don't wait till, I don't just leave it till it's fully dry. Here's what I do. I wait, a couple hours. Then I just rotate it. That way, it doesn't come up with a crease on the sides of the plate. And I might rotate it a few times. If it goes overnight, whatever, that's fine. But that has seemed to work really well. It helps form the crown of the hat. So just my little tip that I like to do. And I also like, when I'm designing, I like to make the crown pretty. So here's what this one is looking like. Kind of comes together. And I like the lines to continue into the lines from the pattern to continue on up. So This one will be called the Flying Geese Hat. This sample is made out of Malabrigo Rios, and the colorway is denim. I think that's a really serviceable, easy color to wear. So there's hat number one. Now I have another hat because while I was camping this weekend, I knit this hat. This one I need your help with. I'm going to just put it on. So here it is. It hasn't even been blocked yet, so it will look better once we get it blocked. But you see that it has dots. And I want to show you what I did on the crown because I think this is really fun. I did 1 row stripes. So 1 row round, not row, round of one color, 1 round of the next color. And what I have figured out and written in the pattern is how to make the round a circle. Because you know, when you knit, you're actually working in a spiral. You get to the end and it spirals. It feels like you're completing a round and you have a full circle, but knitting is actually spiraling up. So I have a little trick for making those joins look like a circle. So the colors just keep going round and round and round. I love it. I love it. And the other fun thing about this hat is the rolled edge on it. Now, I was knitting this hat and everyone was saying, oh, you're making a Minnesota Gophers hat. No, I wasn't. I just picked a couple of fall colors. So I'm going to have to find a Minnesota Gopher fan to give this hat to because it definitely looks like Minnesota Gophers, I think. Anyway, I have some yarn that I bought to make another sampling. And as soon as we're done talking, chatting, and knitting today, I'm going to wind up this yarn and cast on another hat. So here are my colors that I'm going to use next. Aren't those pretty? So I want to tell you about this yarn dyer because this person truly impressed me. This is Knitter's Brewing Company, and I found her because I am participating in the pigskin party that is sponsored by Down Cellar Studio, and I'm actually a sponsor as well, which is exciting. It's my first time sponsoring the pigskin party. I did participate last year, but I didn't realize it until I was too late to be a sponsor. So anyway, this year I'm a sponsor and I'm super excited about it. But Knitter's Brewing Company is also a sponsor. And so I wanted to purchase some yarn from one of the sponsors. And so I went on her site on Etsy and I thought her yarns were so pretty. I knew I wanted DK weight, and she had numerous pretty variegated yarns. I knew I wanted a variegated. She had so many pretty ones, and I just couldn't decide. And so I messaged her and I asked her, because I knew I needed a solid with the variegated to make the hat. We're going to talk more about the name of this hat. So I asked her what she thought. I mentioned this one and I mentioned another one. And I asked her what she thought would go well for solids with these two yarns. I don't even think it was an hour later. I had a notification that I had a message. And I looked at the message, and she had put, I don't know, 4 or 5 photos of the ones I was interested in with different pairings. I thought that was amazing customer service to not only to reply, but to put photos so I could see what they would look like together. Because, you know, when you're looking at a listing, oftentimes you're just looking at their little thumbnail pictures of the yarns. So to be able to see it with the pairings that I was interested in, how nice was that? And so I chose to order these two. Because I wanted to, you know, I just wanted to test out the yarn and see if I liked it. I ordered these two. I got a notification another hour or two later that it had already shipped. That was last Thursday. The yarn came on Saturday from Encinitas, California, and I'm in Wisconsin. 2 days, the yarn came. I wasn't even home until Sunday to get it. Talk about fantastic service. I will be ordering again. Knitters Brewing Company. So this one is, they're both Sockaholic DK. So they're 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 245 yards per 100 gram skein. This one is Midnight, and this one is Stash of Many Colors. What a great name. Look at how pretty that is. I'm so excited to wind this up because I think it's gonna, all those colors are gonna make a really pretty fabric. Yay. And I'm pretty sure I'll have leftovers too, because you may have, if you've been here, you've seen my slipperoo socks. Because of the nylon in this, it would be perfect for slipperoo socks. And it is getting to that time of year. My feet are cold in the evening, so I need to wear my slipperoo socks. So next up on the needles, those. Here's what I need your help with. This hat needs a name. And I would love it if you would help me with the name of this hat pattern. I have choices. This is a multiple choice quiz. I'm hoping you'll take my quiz and just make your choice in the comments below. I'll give you the 5 choices, and if you would reply below, I'd love to send out a prize. So I'm hoping we get lots of answers to this question. So help me name this hat here, and I'll put I'm going to try to write it on here so that you can see the choices. Okay, are you ready? So number 1 would be the Checky Hat. CHECKY hat. Number 2, Slip Dot Hat. Okay, so that would be A, Checky Hat, because this is a multiple choice quiz, right? So we have to have A, B, C. A, Checky Hat. B, Slip Dot Hat. C, Checksome Hat. D, Polka Dots and Moonbeams. Or E, Other. And if you choose Other, then I would like you to put the name you think would be good for this hat. So A, Checky Hat. B, Slip Dot Hat. C, Checksome Hat. D, Polka Dots and Moonbeams. And E, Other. I am so excited to hear what you say. Do you like this hat? Do you think it was, I'll tell you, it was fun to knit. Let me know what you think. And leave a comment with your preferred name. Thank you for those who do. I appreciate your answers. All right. fun. Oh, I forgot to tell you what yarns these are. This is Malabrigo Rios, and the burgundy color is Hollyhock, and the gold color is Chaja, Chaja. So Hollyhock is number 148, and Chaja is 655. And then the other hat, this one is their denim, Malabrigo Rios. Hat season. Who's knitting hats? I saw, I was watching Carla Knits. Hi, Carla, this morning, and she is making some beautiful hats. So she did a little hat make along over Labor Day. I was too busy traveling to participate. Sorry, Carla, but I was still knitting hats anyway. All right, so what's on my needles? Ooh, this is, along with the hat, this is the first thing I'm knitting for the pigskin party. And I'm going to double dip because this is a Hohi Locatelli pattern. I told you about this maybe last time that I was going to do it. And I have started. It's called the Arco Iris. I'll try to put a picture up here. And I have a good start. So this is actually a sweater, not a cardigan. But you knit the top part back and forth. Now, I'm almost to the, it's really bunched up on my needles here. I'm almost done with the raglan increases, and then I've got a few more to go, and then I'll be joining it in the round. So you work back and forth. It has that V neck, so you create that V as you're making your increases, and then join it together and go in the round from the rest of the way down. I'm really enjoying it. I watched the Packer game yesterday. No, we're in Wisconsin, so we have to watch the Packers while I was knitting the top part. And it was the perfect knit for watching our new quarterback, Jordan Love. And I'm really happy with what I'm getting here. Isn't it pretty? Now, I have to tell you about this yarn because this is more exciting news that came in the last few days. This yarn is by Toad Hollow. Toad Hollow yarn. Helen and Mary Beth. They were yarn dyers. And I actually bought this yarn before they stopped dyeing. I think last fall. And it's called Apple Picking. It's Toad DK, 100% superwash merino, 231 yards. And I have plenty to make a sweater, maybe a hat too. Now, why would I be excited about one of my favorite yarn dyers not dyeing anymore? I was very sad about that. But on Friday, they have a podcast. And on Friday, they announced that they are dyeing yarn again. Yay! So they have a pre-order for a fall collection. And one of the yarns in the collection looks really similar to this. They haven't, I think it's called Poison Apples, but it looks really similar. So if you would like to make a pretty red sweater, red with pink tones, you too can get some Toad Hollow yarn. Yay! Who's excited about that? There are Toad Hollow, die-hard Toad Hollow fans out there, and I'm one of them. They are amazing. So I'm so excited to be able to buy their yarn again. And I might have ordered a skein of their new yarn. I might have. We'll see what comes in the mailbox. So, Toad Hollow, my Arco Iris. Yay, isn't that pretty? I think it's going to be perfect for fall. Knit, knit, knit. It's always fun. Don't you think it's fun to get to the point where you have the sleeves separated out? I know, then it's kind of boring knitting, but then you can watch a movie or whatever and just knit, 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 knit. So we have another trip coming up, so I'd like to get this to the point where I'm just knitting in the round for the car drive or while we're sitting and visiting. It has a really beautiful like cabled ribbing around the neck and the bottom and the sleeves. So I might try to even put that on before we go for the next car trip. And then I would truly just be knitting the body down. We'll see how it goes. Arco Iris and Toad Hollow yarns. What else is on the needles? Okay, I'm going to put that, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to wind up that yarn, get it on the needles. I'm really anxious to make another hat that you're going to tell me the name of. I appreciate it. Oh, what else do I have? I have another acquisition. When we were in Colorado, I didn't have a lot of, there was no yarn shop in Durango. They really, really need a yarn shop there. It's a beautiful town, touristy town. We went into a really nice quilt shop, my friend that we were visiting and I, and she said she has customers coming in all the time asking if there's a yarn shop in town, if they have yarn or if there's a yarn shop. She said, I don't know anything about knitting or yarn, so I'm not bringing it in, but wow, do they need one there. But on the second part of our Colorado time, we visited relatives near Loveland, Colorado. So I got to slip in on Saturday afternoon to the Loopy U. You may have heard of the Loopy U before. They have beautiful yarn at the Loopy U. They do have a lot of indie dyed yarn. I wasn't really looking for indie dyed this time, but let me show you what I got. I bought Sandnes Garn Pure Gynt. Let me roll that. Sandnes Garn Pure Gynt. And I haven't really found, these are all numbered, so I'm not going to tell you the numbers. Message me if you want to know. I got this pretty pinky purpley one. I got this gold one. I'm really in the fall mood, folks. I got, this one is looking a little bit gray, but it is kind of a denim-y blue. It's green. And to go with this cream. And I'd like to do a hat and mittens. Look at this. I love this. It's got a speckle to it. I didn't buy, this one is not, this one is a tweed one. These are not. They had, I don't remember what the name of it is, a superwash, but I chose to not get the superwash this time. I don't know, just try it. And it feels good. There's a little bit of natural woolliness to it, but not too bad. And I always do the itch test. So I'm excited. I think this is going to be really pretty to knit. Wouldn't that make a beautiful sweater? They're 50-gram skeins. How many yards? Oh, I know, 91 meters. I don't know what 91 meters means to yards, but they're 50 gram. I think it's considered a light worsted. So I still keep thinking that would make a beautiful sweater. See? But my intention was I have another hat idea that, excuse me, that I'd really like to put together. I'm going to pop in a picture here I took a cute picture with a pumpkin because I think they're such pretty fall colors. Those nice. So anxious to try that yarn. Wow, a lot of woolly goodness today. If you're done listening, that's all the woolly knitting goodness today. But I do have a special book. If you don't want to hear about the book, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. But if you can stay just another minute or two, I really want to tell you about my favorite children's book. Now, in episode 1, I think I told you that I'm a retired elementary school teacher, and my specialty was reading and language arts. So I have been saving this. Megan, here's the book I told you about. It's Kate DiCamillo, The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. I read this book every year to my 3rd graders, the first read aloud book. And let me tell you about read aloud. I truly believe that reading aloud to children is one of the best things we can do. It teaches them that reading is fun. It teaches them that there are good things to be found in books. And it creates a special bond with the child. This book especially helps me bond with my students. It's about a rabbit, a stuffed rabbit. His name is Edward Tulane. And he thinks he's pretty darn special, and that he doesn't need to love anyone but himself. He ends up going on a journey, not of his choosing. And in this journey, it's sort of an odyssey where many different things happen to him and his heart changes. He's a stuffed rabbit, but we can hear his thoughts. And his heart changes, and he learns that the most important thing is love. So not only did this book show my students that reading was fun, reading is important, there are good things to be found in books, but it also showed them that I cared for them, and that in my classroom, they were important. So if you're looking for a special book that you to read, it's a quick, it's a quick chapter book. Or if you have a child you'd like to read a special book to, please go to your library and find The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. It's wonderful. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for spending your valuable time. I hope you did a little knitting or a little crocheting while you listened along with me. Please take the multiple choice quiz. I'll add, they'll be on the screen, and then I'll also add the choices down in the description box. I'd love to have you comment. I'd love to have you subscribe. Thank you again for watching. Bye for now.